Jiang Yu felt someone cutting into her body. She opened her eyes in excruciating pain. Amidst the ruins, a gigantic, multicolored spider was rapidly crawling across the collapsed building opposite. Several silver, airplane-like flying objects hovered overhead, their red bullets weaving a dense web of fire surrounding the spider, which was as large as the building. Thick green sap sprayed from the spider, corroding the exterior of the dilapidated building, causing it to hiss and emit white smoke. Was she dreaming? Otherwise, how could such a strange scene appear? She tried to widen her eyes to see more clearly, but in the instant, her eyes moved. She caught a glimpse of the doctor cutting open her hand and removing a red, leech-like worm. Countless pairs of thin, pale pink legs spread from its abdomen, flailing wildly in the air. Jiang Yu was terrified of insects. Her eyes rolled back, and she suddenly fainted. Oh my God, she just went to a comic convention, and on her way back she was hit by a Cadillac that ran a red light. Her friend screamed in terror, her vision went black, and she landed heavily on the ground. But that's no excuse for having nightmares. And why could she still feel intense pain even after she was unconscious? It felt like someone was branding her brain with a red-hot iron. In the midst of the excruciating pain, Jiang Yu's mind went blank for a moment, her soul trapped in an incredibly quiet space. In this silence, Jiang Yu lost her sense of time. It could be a second, or it could be 10,000 years. Suddenly, she heard a series of chaotic electrical crackling sounds. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. After the crackling sounds subsided, her body regained a brief sensation. And the next second, Jiang Yu lost consciousness again. After a long time, Jiang Yu regained consciousness. A strong smell of disinfectant filled her nostrils. She heard a deep male voice say, "A survivor of a major accident." Fortunately, she's physically strong. The parasitic eggs were removed as soon as they hatched, so she's not seriously injured. Another man's voice came. "She's the only survivor from that slum. The others were completely parasitized by the insectoids. I really don't know how she survived. What happened afterward? What else could we do?" To avoid any remaining eggs, the area is undergoing high-temperature disinfection. Many people parasitized by the insectoids still have their own consciousness, but there's nothing we can do. They can only be burned alive. The situation is indeed dire lately. The mutants are too infectious and the insectoids are watching us closely. The internal strife within our federation is also ongoing. What are you worrying about? There are tall people to hold up the sky. The two doctors talked as they left the ward, closing the door behind them. A moment later, Jiang Yu heard two more people coming in, seemingly arguing outside. "I'm telling you, if you dare touch my brother again, I'll snap your neck," the woman said angrily. A haughty and domineering male voice rang out. "Anyway, I've already marked him. You can't change that fact even if you kill me." The man cursed again. "Damn it, mind your own business. Do you have to teach me a lesson?" Suddenly, Jiang Yu, who was in a semi-conscious state, smelled a strong tobacco smell, the kind of cheap tobacco. Why is he smoking all of a sudden? Jiang Yu's eyelids were very heavy, but her mind was very clear. She heard the woman snort coldly, and then Jiang Yu smelled a pungent smell of liqueur. Jiang Yu was very confused. She even wondered if this was a dream, and that her body was probably lying in the hospital being treated. As Jiang Yu was complaining in her heart, she suddenly heard a man scream in her ear, and the woman sneered. "The smell of inferior alphas is truly disgusting." Alpha? As an Abo literature enthusiast, Jiang Yu certainly knew what an alpha was. She was such a pervert, even on her deathbed she still wanted to savor erotic content in her dreams. Thinking of this, Jiang Yu suddenly felt a pang of sadness. Her phone, her phone, her phone. Her phone with 400 gigabytes of indescribable pictures, documents, pornographic videos, and erotic images. Being hit by a car wasn't enough. Did she have to experience a social death as well? This was too cruel. In a panic, Jiang Yu struggled to open her eyes. Having been hit so hard by the car, Jiang Yula had never imagined she would open her eyes again. The moment she opened her eyes, her body didn't feel the pain she had expected. Instead, she felt an inexplicable surge of energy. She blinked her sore eyes, her vision blurry as she saw the white hospital ceiling and the IV drip beside her. As her vision cleared, she sat up, a pang of sadness hitting the empty bed. No one was there to wait for her to wake up. As a wealthy heiress, Jiang Yu had a weak family bond. Her parents divorced when she was very young, each forming new families, leaving her feeling somewhat superfluous and forced to live with her grandparents. Fortunately, she was materially very well off. Her parents had never mistreated her. At a young age, she owned a car and a house, receiving a monthly allowance of 500,000 yuan. She lived a life of luxury without having to work hard, all thanks to her parents. Perhaps they were too busy. Perhaps the hospital hadn't found her parents' contact information yet. Or maybe they were in business and couldn't come immediately. Jiang Yu sighed subconsciously, looking at her hand, receiving the IV drip. As a pampered rich girl who never lifted a finger, with a slender frame and delicate hands, her fair and tender hands would always turn bruised after each 4-drip dot at first glance. Jiang Yu didn't recognize whose hand it was.